Hi, my name is Clark Literal, and this is my poetry presentation. I did the poem I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman's full name is Walter Whitman. He was born May 31st, 1819 in West Hills, Long Island, New York. Walt Whitman is famous for creating the movement/style of the American Renaissance. He is in the Hall of Fame for Great Americans. Walt Whitman had 8 siblings. His mother was Dutch, and his father was of British descent. Whitman supported anti-slavery and the Free Soil Democratic Party. Whitman loved Shakespeare and the theater and drama. Whitman's first volume of his famous work, Leaves of Grass, didn't originally have a publisher and was paid for by him by money he made in the real estate business. A famous poet critic named Bronson Alcott described him as a satyr in the picture of his first volume of Leaves of Grass, seen here, of Walt Whitman. Another critic, Ralph Emerson, praised Whitman for being such a revolutionary of his time. Whitman traveled Washington during the Civil War to visit the wounded and to praise them for their heroism. Whitman wrote many poems and is very famous for writing about the Civil War. Here is my poem, I Hear America Singing. By clicking on this link, you can see a wonderful video of the Walt Whitman saying the poem, I Hear America Singing. For my soap's tone, I analyzed and I saw that the speaker was a man walking through the city that he loved. The occasion was he was living life and watching life go by. The audience was people living in the city. The purpose was to inform/entertain. The subject was enjoying what life has to offer, and the tone was happy, enjoying life, and free. The song I chose to compare with Whitman was Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. If you click this link, you'll see the music video of Born to Run. For the soap's tone of Born to Run, you can see that the speaker is a man living his best life. The occasion is a man riding his motorcycle with his friends talking to a girl. The audience was the girl he is talking to. The purpose was to persuade people to join him in the way he lives his life. The subject was enjoying life, and the tone was also happy, enjoying life, and freedom. The first literacy element was the rhyme scheme. As seen in both Born to Run and I Hear America Singing, there is no specific rhyme scheme. This is because they use a free verse style in their writing. They choose to do this because both have a thematic theme of freedom. By choosing freedom, both authors decided to use no rhyme scheme because it made the audience feel more free and that there wasn't a structured point to their song and to their poem. The second literacy element was the tone. The tone of both of these was freedom. They chose to do freedom because they lived in the country of America. Both are very famous for writing about America, and most of their tones are of freedom. The best part about this is that both writers are about 100 years apart in their writings, and it's just cool to see how the transition of freedom in America has constantly continued in the last 100 years. The final literacy element is theme. The theme of the song and the poem are actually quite different. The theme of the poem is of a man walking through a city, seeing all the people working, seeing how they live their lives, and he's just enjoying life and being free. While in the song, it is of a man with his friends riding motorcycles on the open roads of America, still being free, but it just shows the difference in the times of where they lived. In conclusion, I believe that pop music of today is exactly the same as poetry from hundreds of years ago. Poetry was originally intended to be musically and in song form. It was originally by the Greeks performed in song and in theater. Modern rap music even stands for rhythm and poetry. So modern day pop music, in conclusion, is basically just the way poetry has always been meant to be, in song and in all of its elements of containing love, life, persuading, and entertaining people. In the Venn diagram, you can see that Whitman talked about walking through his city, watching the people work, and speaking towards the city he loves and lives in. You can see that Springsteen is riding his motorcycle, enjoying the freedom of life, and is talking to a girl. The similarities of the two is a tone of freedom, living and enjoying the life they're living, and loving what America has to offer. Here you can see my sources that I used. I used Whitman's video of him speaking the poem. I used Springsteen's music video, and then I found a lot of information on Whitman off Britannica.com. And finally, my two wonderful memes of Walt Whitman approving of what I just did, and then Bruce Springsteen saying, "Who's awesome? You're awesome." Thank you, and I'll see you in class.